So we are back for for the last boss of Silent Hill 2 Remake. I had thought I streamed this earlier. Took me about a little over an hour, and it turns out that I forgot to hit the broadcast button again. So now I have to play this level again. Oh man. I am such a glutton for punishment. But yeah, I guess it's a good thing that I have to do this stream again because I swore a lot in the last one. I got so angry at this game. But you know, whatever. Now that I know what to do, maybe I won't get as angry. So let's try this again. Oh man, I'm such an idiot. Just watch this somehow takes me 2 hours to do now. That's such a pointless attack. It doesn't even take advantage of the stun. It just stuns you and then doesn't do anything. Oh, I'm stuck. having a bit of a better time this time. Nice! I had just enough ammo. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna take my time. What? Wow, no ammo left.
James.
Oh, you're so lucky.
James.
Somehow,
James.
somehow this fight was easier than it was,
James.
than it was earlier. It's kind of weird. Yeah, so one thing about this fight that was really stupid, I thought, was why on earth would you put items against a wall to force the player to lose sight of the boss? Because if you watch the other video, like, and unfortunately the earlier stream I did, I had so much trouble picking up this stuff only because like the boss would charge and attack you, and you wouldn't be able to see because you actually have to face the items in order to pick it up. It was super frustrating. I don't know how I pulled this off with just without dying this time.
James.
Hey, there's something on your face.
I miss you so much. I tried. I really did, but I can't. Just can't go on without you.
So was he in this car the entire time? Did he not even leave the car? Was it all in his head?
What I've done. I know this isn't what you would want. But I guess it doesn't matter anymore. You're not here. Are you?
That rain dripping effect on the window, I have that. I love the shading and detail around his eyes. It's kind of like darkened. It looks like he's been crying this entire time. That's a pretty cool effect. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, let's get out of here, man. Let's go to the track. Bet on some horses. You'll feel better. Hey, wait, where are you going?
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did. Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you to come and see me. But you never do. So,
Oh, you didn't beat the curse.
wrapped in my cocoon.
No, I think I got the bad
and
ending.
loneliness.
This is the very first. This is
I
the
know.
ending I got
I've done a
in the
terrible
original
thing to you.
Silent Hill 2 as well. The very first one I
I
got.
wish I could change that, but I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it is. The doctor came today. Told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this could be my last chance. Even so, I'm glad to be coming home. I missed you so much.
I think a lot of people mistakenly
I'm
think
afraid,
that Mary
James.
was staying in
I'm afraid you don't really
the
want
hospital
me to
in
come
Silent
home.
Hill, but she wasn't. She was
Every
staying
time
in
you
a
come to see me,
hospital
I can
or a
tell
hospital
how
like
hard it is on
in
you.
some other place, and then she's
I
just
don't know
talking
if you
about
hate me or
Silent
pity
Hill
me.
being a special place. That's why she came back.
Maybe I just disgust you. I'm so sorry. When I first learned I was gonna die, I couldn't accept it. I was so angry. I struck out at everyone I loved. Especially you. And that's why I understand if you hate me. But I want you to know, I will always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. Which means that as you're reading this, I'm already dead. But that's okay. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I just hope the pain will end soon. So that you remember me for who I was. And not what the disease made me. I want you to go on. I want you to live. For yourself. And for others. Like you did for me.
Well, I guess it didn't work out that way, did
James.
it?
You made me happy.
Yeah, so that's it. Silent Hill 2 for the PlayStation 5. Uh, yeah, I guess we'll skip this now. I'll give you my thoughts on the game. Yeah, that's so weird. The combat challenge is hard, but that boss seemed easier than when I played it like 3 hours ago. That's so weird. Look at that. Total enemies killed 399. I couldn't even make 400. Good lord. Favorite weapon, steel pipe. Yeah, that's about right. It even keeps track of the number of windows you destroyed. Oh, that's so funny. I didn't notice that before. Uh, so there's 8 endings altogether, huh? And I played for a little over a day, really. It's number of times tried to open locked doors. That's a funny stat to keep. Good lord. Alright, that's cool. Oh yeah, I unlocked like a new game plus or something like that, and some new, I think some new post process filters. Sorry, my brain is kind of scrambled now. I've had too much coffee. So yeah. Oh, I mean, what to say about this game? I think I think overall it's a good remake. Uh, there are a couple of things, for me anyway, that kept it from being a great remake. But it was a good remake. It
You got a
definitely
lot of
wasn't.
injuries and didn't heal James in time. That's why, in water, ending.
Oh, really? Interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, okay, okay. So is it like how much health you have at the end of the boss fight, or like overall? So anyway, as I was saying, the I don't think this game was a cash grab.
You need to take less
It,
damage, heal immediately.
oh, I see. So not run around, but I ran around like pretty much a lot of the game just with that red border around. So I was hurting. It was I was just using health packs as soon as I found them, and and then I would get hurt again. So yeah, if I play through it again, I'd have to just be more careful. But yeah, so this game definitely wasn't a cash grab. You can tell the amount of work that just went into this thing. It seems that Bloober Team did have a lot of passion for it. Uh, they treated it with respect. I mean, especially these days where remakes and all these new AAA studio games and stuff, they take a lot of liberties with source material. That wasn't really the case here. So I mean, they treat it with respect. I think it's pretty good. Just thank our lucky stars that it ended up the way it did. I think it could have been a lot worse. That's my main concern. Uh, yeah, the things I liked about this game were the environments are just fantastic. Like I don't I can't remember any other game that I've played in recent times that had this much attention to detail in the environments, the shaders, the atmosphere, the way everything looks. It was just fantastic. The first hour of this
There are
game,
8 endings. Try the new Game Plus. There will be a new items, keys and new locations will appear to get other endings.
oh, new locations, huh? Hmm, that's kind of cool. The what was I saying? I was talking about the graphics and atmosphere. Um, Yeah, overall, oh yeah, right. Like the first hour of the game or so, I was just enthralled. I couldn't stop staring at it. It was just beautiful. Uh,
I believe if
the
you train hard enough can manhandle every enemy.
nice. Yeah, some of the a lot of the acting I liked, especially between James and Angela. Wow, Angela is the best character in this game, in my opinion. Like, I kind of make fun of the way she looks. Like, she kind of looks like Fox Mulder, but that's just a joke, though. Like her delivery, the acting, the emotion, the intensity behind it, was fantastic. The chemistry between her and James was really good. I thought that was definitely the best part of the acting in this game. What else? Uh, the enemies are they the enemies are way more threatening, as they should be. Like, I remember in the original Silent Hill 2, the enemies, the first time you see them, you're like, oh, that's weird, like a living mannequin, or those things that scurry along the ground, and even Pyramid Head, right? You're like, oh, that's so weird. It's kind of creepy, but it was never terrifying. In this one, when I saw like a nurse or something, like even two of them, like down the hall, like I was just shitting my pants because they're so dangerous this time, right? Um, and that's funny because that leads into like one of the things I didn't like is the combat is really it's kind of sloppy in a way, and that is because of like they changed the camera. And hold on, I think I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'll continue with what else I liked. Um, yeah, uh, overall the atmosphere they kept it. It was really nice. Um, yeah, I think that was done really well. I really hope that they have a chance to uh, make do a remake of Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 3. That probably won't happen, but if anyone were to do it, I would love if Bloober Team did that again. Um, the things I didn't like about this game, uh, the they changed a lot of subtle things that made a big difference overall. One was like the cutscenes. Some of them felt so rushed. Like the first time you meet Mary, sorry, the first time you meet Maria at the wharf there, they like blew right through the scene. They don't take their
Yo,
time.
bro, are you going
Uh,
for the UFO ending?
uh, yeah, I would try. I'll look up how to get it, and then I could try that. But yeah, so when you meet Maria, they just blow through that scene. It ends too quick. It doesn't take time to kind of establish the mystery, right? James kind of sees her, and he's like, "Oh, you're not my wife," and then he just kind of fucks off, right? And then she tags along. Whereas in the original, they took the time to like interact, and you're wondering what the hell is going on here, and then yeah, and then soon after she begins to follow you, and because the camera was pulled back a little bit. It wasn't behind the back like this game, so it was pulled back a little bit, so you can actually see Maria following you around uh, on screen. So what this does for me anyway is it builds it starts to build a bit of a bond with that NPC. So then when something happens to Maria, you care about her, right? Because there's that connection. Whereas in this game, it's behind the back, so you don't even see her following you. So she might as well not have even been there. The entire time, like I felt no connection to Mary at all. Acting aside, just the fact that she wasn't really present except in cutscenes, that took its toll. You look at a game like Last of Us, and look at why Ellie is always on screen with you pretty much all the time. Subtleties like when you're hiding behind an obstacle or something, she goes up next to you, and you kind of put your arm like over her. And what this does is it just builds a visual connection, so you feel a bond with the NPC character. So later on, you're invested in what happens to Joel, and you're invested in what happens to Ellie, right? This game was missing that dynamic, and you can tell that they wanted to do that, but they just somehow just completely missed the mark on that. Um, and back to Maria, I think her actress was the worst, did the worst acting in this game. There was like no emotion to the delivery outside of a couple of like parts here and there, but overall, she sounded bored the entire time. Uh, James, they never establish James's connection to her really, even during the cutscenes. Like he's always like looking at her sideways, and he's kind of like, yeah, just wait here, whatever. He doesn't really care. And then at the end, when she dies, he's all heartbroken. He's like, no, but that doesn't make sense because nothing was ever established. Um, and the model, oh my god, the model is so generic. Like you look at um, the Maria model in the cutscenes of the original Silent Hill 2, just beautiful. Like she has this sort of this um, a deviousness about her, this seductiveness about the way she looks and the way she acts. Her face is always kind of covered in a little bit of shadow. Those guys did this on purpose to keep you guessing, right? Um, is this really my
I
wife?
didn't like
Is this
Mary's
really?
voice acting. In the original, her voice caused pain and goosebumps. In the remake, she is too ordinary, simple. As if.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's exactly my issue with it. She was so generic, right? There was no emotion in it. Um, and yeah, the scene the scene where she's stabbed by Pyramid Head through the elevator. There's no real reaction. You don't see anything because they cut it out. They don't show you, and then so you don't care that she dies. I actually, when she got stabbed, I don't even think she made a sound. Oh man, yeah, they screwed that scene up. When you meet with Maria again behind the bars, like
The old
they
James
straight
was
up
more
lit.
unfazed by the things around him. This new James feels really reactive. What do you think?
Well, I'll get into that in 1 second. Actually, that's one thing I want to talk about. But yeah, when you're meeting with Maria behind the bars, she's fully lit up front, so her entire face is lit up. That's not supposed to be the way it is. Her face is supposed to be partially shadowed from the light that comes over her brow, right? So you never know, like there's a sinister air about it. And when she starts fucking with James, like switching back between Mary and Maria, he doesn't know. He's confused, right? Whereas this one, they fully lit her. You see exactly what she looks like, and there's no real change between the two characters. So she's like talking like I couldn't even tell when she was Maria and when she was Mary, and you're supposed to be able to. Uh, oh, they totally screwed up that scene. I don't know how they did that. Um, yeah, and at the end, here's another problem I had in the dual Pyramid Head fight. She's hanging upside down, and they stab her through the back. They cut that out. You don't see that. All you hear is the whoosh, I think, and then there's no reaction on her face. Like she doesn't even like wince in pain or open her mouth like in the original. She kind of just like her face is just completely stone, and blood begins to trickle down. And then James goes, "Rah!" He freaks out, and then he falls to his knees. But here's the problem, though. Imagine if you were watching that scene without any volume on and you couldn't hear what was happening. You wouldn't know that she was stabbed, right? You would all you would see is there's this woman's head hanging upside down and a little bit of blood comes down, and that's it. And that's the problem. Like you have to be able to convey a cutscene if there's no sound as well. If you look at the originals, or I hate to keep bringing up the originals, but I mean, this is a remake, so you have to do the comparison. If you look at the cutscenes in the original, you don't need sound to know what's going on, right? Whereas this one, you need the sound. Otherwise, there's just not enough information conveyed in the acting or the scene itself to really tell you what's happening. And that's another thing. one thing that they changed about the videotape where James is strangling her. I think in the original, I remember it that you see his back, and you can see he's clearly strangling someone. Uh, and then after he's heartbroken, he's like, I killed her. He comes to that realization. Whereas in this one, they changed the camera angle to be, I think it was like first person or something, like she's looking up at him or something, so you can't really tell what the hell he's doing. He's just got his arms kind of outstretched and shaking. He could be trying to open a can of pickles for all we know, right? Um, yeah, that's another thing. Like the little changes they made had a big impact on the overall message, right? Uh, Another thing was when James first sees the Pyramid Head, and the Pyramid Head is doing that thing in the kitchen. They cut out that entire scene of him, like, writhing with the mannequins. Um, you don't see anything, so what the hell is he doing, right? Uh, James is kind of nonchalant about it. He doesn't even freak out, at what's happening. He just kind of takes his time and goes and stands in the closet. He's not even hiding in it. And when Pyramid Head comes, he kind of stares James down, and James shoots him in the head, and then he grabs onto the hole that was made from the bullet, and then he starts to, like, I don't know, like pull at it or something like that. Uh, they changed that in this. In the original, when James is in there, he sees Pyramid Head walking around, and Pyramid Head is kind of like, uh, kind of acting erratically, and then he puts his hands on a hole in his head, and then starts to try and pull at it or something. I think this was meant to convey that Pyramid Head is also a tortured entity. Like, it's constantly in pain. That thing is not comfortable on his head. That's what it was supposed to convey. But they changed the order in this to have that happen after the gunshot. So you see how just
The remake lacks monster variety. Since the game has become more action, it simply needs a variety of enemies.
So when just the changing of the order of that occurrence changes the entire scene, right? Like, you see what I mean? Um, I sometimes I think, like, what the hell? What were they thinking? Why did they have to obscure certain things like that? It was a totally unnecessary change. Just like when you meet up with Eddie and Laura in the movie theater. Meeting up with them in the movie theater, why would you make this entire area to have it occur there? There was nothing special that happened. The bowling alley was in the game, so why not just have the scene play out in the bowling alley like before? It doesn't make sense, right? Like, I don't know. Also, Eddie. Eddie was kind of a he was kind of a lateral move. Like, he wasn't better and he wasn't much
Because
worse. He was
James is a
kind of
player.
James is a player, yes. the Yeah, Eddie wasn't really he definitely was not an improvement. I don't like the way the model looks. They made him out to be sort of a man child, which I don't think he's supposed to be a man child. Like, he's supposed to be deranged, right? Uh, but yeah, I prefer the original Eddie to this one for sure. Um, just his he felt more threatening as well, just the way he looked. You can tell in his eyes he was kind of like just off, right? Whereas in this one, I don't know, I didn't like the model in this one. The voice acting was okay, and he had um, some subtle things they did in the scene that was really nice. Uh, but yeah, overall, Eddie's is all right, I suppose.
Who gave
Uh,
Eddie the pizza?
he didn't eat pizza this time. He had like a bucket of. It looked like just a bucket of pink goo. They was just he was just stuffing his face with it. Um, Yeah, so again, they changed that, right? Like, well, why would you change that for? Like, well, why not just have him eat the pizza like he used to? Laura was I did not like Laura at all, like at all. Like she had like a 40-year-old woman's face. She didn't talk like an 8-year-old. If you if you go back to the original game, like she sounded like a little kid and she acted like a little kid. She was petty. Um, it was just so much more superior. This one, her dialogue was just really corny. It felt like an adult. It felt like she was reading lines that an adult wrote for her. Watch the original cutscenes from Part Two, the original Silent Hill 2, and you'll see what I mean with that. So yeah, Laura was a downgrade. I didn't like her at all. Um, who else was there? Was that it? Um, yeah, I
So
guess that's
when
it.
James was at the hospital visiting James, his attention was on all the nurses.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and so back to something you asked, James being way more
Laura
emotive
seems
in
much
this game.
older. She is definitely not 8 years old.
I know, right? It's so crazy. Like they screwed that up. I didn't like that. So back to the thing about James being more emotive in this one. I did not like that. In the original, like, see, in the original, in the beginning, he was just a normal dude, right? You didn't know anything about him, and he was supposed to have amnesia. And so he comes to Silent Hill, and he's a mystery. You don't he's just a regular dude to you, right? So uh, his interactions would be more, I guess, more lacking in emotion initially. But as you can see, as the game progresses, he starts to kind of become unhinged. He starts to come to certain realizations, and by extension, we start to realize the same things he does. So by the end of it, we're like, James is a complete piece of shit, and at the end, he starts
Old
acting
James
more
was a
emotional.
monster compared to this James.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what they're supposed to convey, right? He's just this normal dude that becomes this monster later on. They did such a good job of unraveling that throughout the course of the game. Whereas in this one, he starts off like he's super emo, he's like shaking, he's always like on the verge of tears or something. When he talks to people, you just notice like he doesn't really look at them like straight on. He kind of like gives people sideways looks, and he just seems too broken starting out. And I think this was a mistake on Bloober Team's part because they're assuming that everyone's played Silent Hill 2 and knows that James is a monster and that he killed his wife. You can't approach it that way. There's going to be people that have never played the original Silent Hill 2, right? So if it were up to me, I would have kept him like more aloof, like in the original one. When I first opened this game up, or started this game, just the way he walks, he looks like a broken, shattered man. You don't know why, right? Oh, he's just coming back to look for his wife, but she's been dead. So why is he like this? I think it was just, I think it was a bad call to have him this emotional. Like I found it kind of irritating at first. I'm like, you're so weak. Uh, but yeah, overall, I didn't have a problem within the. I mean, you work with what you got, right? And I think the actor did a good job with the script. Um, so James was. It's hard to say. He's an improvement in certain areas, but not in others. Uh, in the most important aspects, he changed for the worse, I think. So overall, like I prefer the old James better. Um, let's see. Yes, the combat. The combat in the original was was kind of a joke, but like all combat in all Silent Hill games was not really its strong point. It was nice that they brought the combat. they made it more modern. But the problem is, when you make the combat more modern, then you have to deal with the modern problems, right? Like, the behind the back camera, the way it jitters and gets caught on
Well,
things.
I bet they took real influences on the remake characters so it's not as open to interpretation.
Yeah. The uh the combat, yeah, this is a mixed thing for me. I enjoyed the combat, the melee combat, the gunplay was okay, but again, it was just clunky in certain areas. The dodging was kind of iffy. Um, overall, I think the combat was an improvement because that's not saying much, really, because the combat in the original Silent Hill 2 wasn't great. But it's not without its problems. Overall, I'm glad they changed it to that. Uh, the pipe and the plank were so satisfying to use, especially on the straight jacket monsters. Oh, it was just fantastic. And yes, and they did bring in a few more variations. The straight jacket monsters had three variations this time. Uh, they introduced the mannequin things that now crawl on the walls. I thought that was terrible. They shouldn't have done that. But as for monster types, though, yeah, they didn't add anything new. I'm not complaining. I mean, it is what it is. That's what was in the original. I really do wish they made Pyramid Head modeled him after the Pyramid Head in the movie. Now, that's kind of blasphemous because the movie wasn't that great. It took a lot of liberties, but I gotta say the Pyramid Head from the movie, and by extension the one in Homecoming, because they modeled it after the one in the movie, that thing was just huge and it was imposing and it was freaky. Whereas this one, like they're the same height as James, and it was kind of goofy. Like they should have made him a little bit taller. That would have been scarier. It would also have made more sense because of the weapons they were carrying. So yeah, I think overall, I definitely thought higher of this game when I first played it, but now completely finishing it, you see some of its flaws. Um, yeah, certain areas were just a slog to get through. Um, and that keeps me from like wanting to actually go back because I'm just like, oh, I don't want to play through that labyrinth area again. I don't want to play through the prison again. It's just a pain in the butt. Like I really only want to play through like the first 2 hours of the game, and I think that's what I'll end up doing later on. Is if I ever need like some inspiration or something to work on Out of Hell, like I'll just throw in Silent Hill and run around town in the fog for like 15 minutes to get inspired. I think that's probably the extent of my playthroughs on this game. What else? There were a couple other points I wanted to make. I'm trying to remember them now. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to ask, and I'll try to answer them. Oh, I'm trying to figure out this one point I had. Yeah. So overall, I think it was a good attempt. The frustrations of the boss fights and the combat, it kind of took me out of it. Unfortunately, that's going to be the thing that I remember about this game, right? It's because it's the bad taste that's left in your mouth. That's what you remember. It's like the same thing with the Out of Hell mod. The thing that everyone remembers, like no matter, even if you like the game, the thing that everyone remembers is the terrible frame rate and getting stuck. So there's no way around that. Like if anyone ever thought about their time in Out of Hell, that's the first thing that's gonna jump into their head. And and it's too bad that with Silent Hill 2, the first thing that's gonna jump to my head is the annoying boss fights and combat, despite it being
SH
a pretty
Homecoming
good game.
versus SH2 Remake.
SH2 remake for sure, for sure. Homecoming, oh man, don't even get me started on Homecoming. the Yeah, so this I think this was a good attempt. If you want to see a perfect attempt at a remake, Demon Souls is the perfect remake ever. There's nothing on that level. They kept everything the same. They took like almost no liberties. They just upgraded the graphics and made a few improvements here and there. But overall, the cutscenes, everything that happened in the original game happens in Demon Souls. That was fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted out of this. While I do appreciate that Bloober Team kind of switched things around a bit with the puzzles and having sequences happen in different order to keep things fresh for those of us that have played Silent Hill 2 before. They took too many liberties in other areas, like things that I'm just like, what the hell are you doing? Why did you have to do that? So, yeah, if you want to see a perfect remake, try Demon Souls for the PlayStation 5. You will see exactly what I'm talking about. It's just a beautiful, solid game brought up to modern standards. Um, Resident Evil
Silent Hill
Remake
1
as well.
Remake and Out of Hell Remake. The whole universe is waiting for these remakes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe Out of Hell remake will come out at the same time as the Silent Hill 1 remake. the Yeah, Resident Evil 1 remake was also fantastic. Um, I wouldn't say it's the perfect remake, only because they did change a lot of the stuff, like adding Lisa Trevor or whatever. Yeah, that zombie woman, I think it was. I kind of blocked that out of my head. Um, yeah, yeah. Some of it was unnecessary, but I mean, they kept the spirit of that game the same. They upgraded the graphics, but it's still it's still like cameras and stuff like that. Fantastic. So Demon Souls and Resident Evil 1 remake are virtually perfect in my opinion. I never played the Resident Evil 2 or 3 remake, so I can't comment on those. But people seem to like those. So yeah, I would say overall, I would give this game like maybe a 7.5, 8 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10. Yeah, because there's just a couple of issues, or quite a few issues that just keep it from
Oh, you
achieving
really gotta
perfection.
try the RE2 remake.
Yeah, maybe I might try streaming that. I've never played it before. Never played it before. Um, yeah, so there's a few things that keep it from being the perfect remake, but I think what we got was a great attempt or a good attempt. Um, but they definitely could have done worse with this game. Uh, yeah, they could have changed a bunch of the characters around, and thank goodness they didn't do that. What else here? What else did I forget to cover? Yeah, I'm sure if I sat down and did a proper review, I'd have a lot more points, a lot more things to say. But this is just kind of off the top of my head, my impressions after finishing the game. I don't see myself going through it again, at least not for a little while. Um, I guess it's just one of those games that after you finish it, you kind of had enough for a little while. But I'll probably visit again someday. So yeah, I guess that's my final review is like maybe an eight-ish, like 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I think it's a good attempt. I think they did a good job. I just wish they were a little more true to the source material, but it is what it is. Um, yeah. So does anyone have any questions or comments about the playthroughs or this game, or even any out of hell stuff while I'm here? Oh, that might have been useful to have on.
Demonicon.
Yes, what about it?
Is it alive? Is it a part of Ooh?
It is out of hell. So, what I did after I finished the out of hell mod, I kind of took a little break from it, and I wanted to, I was just burnt out, so I kind of wanted to distance myself from it. So I wanted to make a new game that had the same kind of themes, and I wanted it to be a spiritual successor to Out of Hell, right? And the game was more like a roguelike game, and I decided to call it Daemonicon. And so I got to work on that, and and several name changes later, I found out there was a game called I think it was called Demonicon that came out. I don't remember what kind of game it was, but it was a like an official game, and so I had to change the name, and I think I changed it to like Infernal Dead at one point, and there might have been another one. But over time, I kind of realized as I was working on it, I was like, this is so like Out of
Are
Hell.
you a part of the occult in any way? Which rituals do you perform on souls? Off topic question. How soon will the Out of Hell page be ready on Steam?
Probably this weekend it'll be ready. I got all the screenshots up, and the thing with Steam is you still need you need to have your page reviewed. So then once I apply for that, it'll just be a couple days for them to go through it, and then they should approve it. And no, I am not a part of the occult or any cult. Don't believe the rumors. I only sometimes drink goat's blood. It's just sometimes. I don't do it all the time. So anyway, yeah. So back to Demonicon. Um, I realized that this was so much like Out of Hell that I might as well just remake Out of Hell the way I originally wanted it to be. And then so yeah, so Demonicon Infernal or slash Infernal Dead, that is the Out of Hell remake. And you know what? Be happy that that happened, because if I had released Out of Hell or Demonicon or whatever using the UDK, it would not be what it is now. It's so funny that all those delays, uh, there were situations that I went through that actually helped me improve my skills. And by the time I got to Unreal Engine 4, um, I was able to implement my ideas better because of all the time that had passed. So if I had made Out of Hell with the UDK and released it, like 5 years ago or 10 years ago, you would you would actually be getting another remake of that game now, because I'd have to go back and I'd have to make it exactly or
You
as
have a
close to
lot of
my
Russian
vision as I
subscribers on
could.
your Discord channel. As soon as I see them, I immediately understand where they came from.
Yeah, we've had a lot of new Russian Discord members drop by, and a lot of people left comments on the streams as well. It's actually a quite a nice surprise. I was quite shocked. But yeah, it was nice. It's very nice. Yeah, so the Steam page, I don't have a trailer up for it because I'm still waiting to get more uh, better content for a proper trailer. But I will have the page up. You should be able to like follow it, and I'll have some screenshots. Most of the stuff you've already seen. I'm
You
just
know
using
Baba
screenshots.
Yaga.
I've heard of it. Yes, when I was a kid, when I first came to Canada, my teacher in grade two, he was a German man. His name was
The Russians been summoned.
yeah, he actually used to tell us stories about Baba Yaga, and not like the John Wick Baba Yaga, but like the actual legend of Baba Yaga. It was quite frightening. How she was like she lived in a, I think it was a house that was on a chicken leg, and she flew around on like some kind of a barrel or something like that, and she would like catch kids and cook them and eat them. Ugh, it was terrifying. Like as a kid hearing that, scary, scary shit. It's so funny, that teacher, he
Meanwhile, the review has received more than 45,000 views. I still don't know why this review is included in YouTube recommendations. More
45,000 views. Oh my god, where did that come from, huh? Yeah, it looks like your hard work paid off. I mean, that review you did a couple of years ago, that was amazing. When I watched it, I was so blown away by like the voice acting and how serious you took it. Thank you. I know I've thanked you like in writing, but I'm thanking you
I really
now.
don't know.
Uh,
That's random.
yeah, so I'm thanking you now in like with in person, I guess, or as close to in person as possible. But thanks for putting in that effort, and thanks for making that review. You didn't have to, do that. So that was a very nice, a very 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 kind thing you did. So yeah, thank you. But yeah, the more people that are exposed to it, that's good because I'm so bad with like PR. I don't really know how to market properly. I was gonna get a marketing guy, but it didn't really work out that way. So yeah, I'm kind of relying on like word of mouth, but I'm not even putting in much effort to it. So I guess with that review, I kind of got lucky that it suddenly blew up so much. But yeah, that's just fantastic. Actually, let's start a new game and see what's new. New game plus. Oh, who would play through that? That'd just burn your eyes out. Oh, someone said for me to look in the back seat. Okay, let's go check that out.
Thank you for your game. You made an amazing game. I really had a lot of work when I did the review.
Oh, thank you, man. Well, you're gonna have a lot more work with this the remake. This remake is like 10 times bigger than the mod. It's huge. Once you play it, even when you play the demo, you'll be really surprised at how much went into it. Yeah, yeah. Even in this scene, like you look at this, and like what the hell's he doing? Like he's
I'm
already
afraid to
so
think how
broken,
much
right?
work I have to do. It's awesome. I feel like I'll be busy for a very long time.
Yeah, I think you will, man. Yeah, you see this part, like it's supposed to be mysterious. Like he's kind of looking at his reflection, doesn't know what's going on, doesn't know why the hell he's here. This one, he's just a broken, sad man already. Like, it just changes. It just changes the mood for me. Yeah, there's that sideways look of his.
Mary. Could you really?
Okay, so someone on the Discord said look in the back seat. Can't really see anything here.
In the cemetery where you meet Angela, you can find a new item.
Oh, is it the chainsaw? Oh, okay, hold on. There's something there. Um, oh, is that a person in there?
The chainsaw will come a little later.
Oh, okay, okay. I'll in that case I'll run down and check out the graveyard. No, don't close the door, you silly goose. There's definitely something in there. What the hell though? Looks like a sweater or oh no no no, it's I think it's a blanket. I guess the question is there anything under the blanket? Because there was this like I know there was this fan theory that Mary's corpse is in the back seat, and so after killing her, James puts her in the back seat, drives here, and then you know wonders if the wife that he just killed is here. So that didn't really make much sense to me, but I guess maybe they put um, a blanket there just to fuck with our heads, I guess. Like, oh, is there someone under there or not? I think it's just kind of a troll, like a wink wink sort of thing. Yeah, I never bought into the idea that he actually had her physical corpse in the back of the car. It wouldn't make sense. Okay, hold on. So if James drives into the lake, he doesn't hit a post. He would have to go through this way, right? So he backs up the car, according to the ending, and then he just goes straight through here. He lands on the water, but there's no water though. Well, there's just forest. There's no way he could hit the water the way they made it happen in the ending. So I think that was a bit of an oversight. Not Team Bloober's fault or anything, or
When
Bloober
I
Team's
first
fault.
played this game, I understood absolutely nothing. All I know is monster, go kill and find next level. It was simpler times.
Yeah. Oh man, this game is just so beautiful. I love it. I've been in on mountain trails when it's looked like this,
In the
like with this
original,
fog.
Toluca Lake was clearly visible. Here, it is hidden by fog off-screen.
Yeah, but also like you see, like they put like all these rocks and trees in the way, so because you never hear him hitting a tree or anything. He just goes straight into the water. So I think that was a bit of an oversight. Is this new? I don't remember seeing it before in the first playthrough. Oh, I still think that foliage looks like crap though. They should have used Speed Tree. Speed Tree has some good foliage, and it has a good built-in material for this kind of thing. Instead of Unreal's default wind foliage wind, that it just looks terrible. See the way it's like waving like seaweed.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I was just...
Hey, it's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Yeah, I'm looking for Silent Hill. Is this the right way?
It's so bizarre. It's like they had two different directors. Like one guy did all the scenes with James and Angela, and the other guy did all the scenes with everyone else. There's such a stark contrast in the quality of the presentation of these cutscenes. Like I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, that's cool. I never noticed that before. His pants get wet. Yeah, I think you can barely see it, but yeah, they do appear wet. Okay, where's this special item? Can you open these? I guess you need this to unlock the ending where he puts her corpse into a canoe and then they go and form some kind of a zombie ceremony. Hey JC, am I missing something here? Was there supposed to be a weapon um, in here somewhere?
You need to find 4 special items and then the 4th ending, Resurrection, will open.
Yes, yes, that's the one. Yeah. Can't see any
No,
weapon here.
go next area. You find a chainsaw next location.
Ah, okay, okay. I just cannot get enough of these visuals. Like, just look at that. That is so beautiful. I've actually seen mornings and evenings that look exactly like this. There it is.
Silent Hill 1 piano puzzle in the school. Were you able to figure it out on your own?
Yes, it took me a long time though. And I think I figured it out by mistake. Just if you watch the other streams of Silent Hill 2, you'll see how I figure out the puzzles. For the most part, I just spam it. Yeah, that piano puzzle, one about the crows
I
and
like the
flying
sound
over or whatever.
design. Every object makes a sound. Congratulations, you got a chainsaw that you missed in Out of Hell. Holy shit. You beated the first curse.
Yeah, the chainsaw is back in the remake though, so you get to kill things with that. I just want to try his chainsaw
Hello?
out on something.
Anyone in here?
This is kind of what Out of Hell is going to be like for you guys. Like, your first
After
playthrough
you
is going to
cross
take
the
a long
tunnel
time,
scene,
and then after
there
that,
will
it's
be a
going to be
car
really
on
quick.
the left. Break the windows with a chainsaw and you will find a new key.
Okay. Interesting. Does he only have this one attack? I remember the original chainsaw in Silent Hill 2 had two attacks. Oh, I should do a chainsaw run later on, using nothing but the chainsaw. Yeah, I love that the fog isn't just this solid draw distance wall. It's like, it's organic. It kind of just flows and slides over things. Just beautiful. I can't get over that. Okay, where's some monsters?
A new store will open in the town. A pet store. You will find an interesting item there.
I hope it's a rubber chicken.
What is this?
It's poo.
There will be a blue medallion hidden in one of the shop windows. You will need to break the window. The medallion must be used in specific.
Mary, is that you?
Hey! Wait! What happened to this town?
Lol PT.
You know, I never played PT. I really, really regret not downloading it.
Hello?
I've got something for you.
Stay back!
Okay, let's turn this thing off and let's equip this. I'm gonna cut you a new asshole, boy. Oh, that is awesome. Look at the feedback on that. The screen shakes when you hit it. Fantastic.
What I saw in the fog.
Yeah, I hope there's more.
It's not human.
If I were Pyramid Head and I saw a guy running around with a chainsaw, I'd just turn around and leave. Because I am essentially Leatherface right now.
Where are you, Mary? Is that?
Oh, what the? Did you guys see that? He just just disappeared. Okay, who's next? Oh, no, you don't. Okay, this weapon is very gratifying. Staff only. I love the sound of this chainsaw. It makes me feel so powerful.
You are completely a new menace for Silent Hill monsters.
I know, right?
The scenario with the bus blockade and everyone being shot up and zombies then overrunning the streets. The bus goers, they were trapped.
Oh, you're dead.
Look at the shop windows and stores. The pet store on this street and the shop window with the medallion.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for that. Oh, Lucky Jade. Oh, I never noticed that before. The shutters move. That's cool. Okay, let's see where we are. Oh, is this the pet store? Yes. It'd be so funny if James thought that this might be useful, so he carried this around in his inventory for the whole game. So they caught a dog near cats. Oh, goodness. Chicken meal. Am I missing anything else here? Or was it just that key part? Oh, I got it. I wish I could take this hat, though. I think James would look pretty good in it. Actually, that would be quite terrifying. Like a guy in a green jacket and a chainsaw wearing this hat coming after you. That's got to be terrifying.
Next part of the dog key you find after you meet a Maria.
Oh man, this thing just obliterates them. Like the only thing that's left of it is a leg. I wonder how they keep this so optimized. It must use a lot of streaming. Maybe that's where the fog would come in, helps hide some of the streaming pop-in. Quiet cocktails. Not for long. Nice. So the Lakeside Amusement Park is a call forward to Silent Hill 3, and the old Silent Hill and Lighthouse are called back to Silent Hill 1. That's cool. Oh, hold on. Do we ever even go to old Silent Hill in this game? I can't remember. Can you imagine, like, Pyramid Head is like just watching us through like a security camera? He's like, Look what he's fucking doing to all my windows. He's like breaking everything. Oh, but he doesn't have the Leatherhead scream though. Not like in the Silent Hill 2. I think in the original Silent Hill 2, like he screams when he does that. Now I'm curious as to how many hits it'll take to kill Pyramid Head. Oh man, I'm trying to find the the save, and I'm totally off. Alright, so I think I'm going to call it. I guess that brings us to the end of the Silent Hill 2 Remake stream. I do appreciate you guys watching and stopping by, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next game stream. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but if you have any suggestions, just drop them by the Discord and
Thanks for the stream.
Oh no, thank you for watching, man. And yeah, we'll see what we'll see what we stream next. I got to get back to work on Out of Hell, but
Remake.
yeah, maybe I'll do RE2 Remake then. I think the game is fairly cheap.
What about Left 4 Dead 2 again?
Yes. You know what? If you want, we can stream Left 4 Dead 2. I'll reinstall it. I've taken a months break from that game, so I wouldn't mind streaming it with a bunch of real players. Though that might be fun. So yeah, maybe we'll organize a Left 4 Dead stream, and we'll see how that turns out. All right, I will catch you guys later.